This episode of Total Drama Reviews contains clips from Total Drama Action. I do not own Total Drama Action. All rights go to FreshTV. Remember to be civil and do not be me in the comments. Seriously, it can get really messed up. Carpe diem, my name is Ultranatic, and this is Total Drama Reviews. This is where I, as a lover of animation and reality shows, look over the show and combine them together the best. And we're looking at the third Aftermath episode, O-Wen or Lose. Okay, wait a minute. We have 2 consecutive episodes with titles referencing $1 million, and now 2 Aftermath episodes with puns for a character's name, very similar characters' names even, in the title. If I didn't consider this one of my favorite episodes this season, I'd be more likely to chew it out for repetition like that. Nope, not kidding here. This is the Aftermath episode I like the most so far this season. Which is really weird when you take into account my thoughts on the first 2 Aftermaths. I mean, I liked the first one enough, but thought it had room for improvement. And the second one took that room and filled it with a brand new plus-sized ego for Geoff, who is currently in the phase of the show where he's, I'll let not Bridget describe him.
He's totally turned into Captain Smarmy Hollywood and doesn't care about anyone except himself.
And this Aftermath, big shocker, he's still that. So what's different about this episode that makes me like it so much? Well, get out your rubber jumpsuits. Trust me, that'll make more sense down the line. This is Total Drama Aftermath, O-Wen or Lose. Actually, for all the praise I've already given it, I do have to acknowledge my least favorite thing about the episode right at the beginning. Because ironically, where the last Aftermath had a problem with not knowing how to fill the last 4 minutes of the runtime, this one doesn't know how to fill the first 4 minutes of the runtime.
A ton has happened since we last saw you. TDA has lost some serious heavyweights.
I mean, we get the usual recap stuff from Gidget, but then we go into, well, a Dr. Phil episode.
Bridget thinks we need to bring more insanity to the show. Profanity. Okay. More humanity.
Except rather than Dr. Phil discussing relationship problems with 2 people as the host, here the 2 people with relationship problems are the host.
Do you have any idea how incredible the lighting is on those shows, man? I mean, who needs to win $1 million when you look like $1 million?
I'm not sure everyone would agree with you there.
And I know it's ironic me saying that since I won't shut up about wanting more in-depth drama explored on this show, but I guess you can boil this down to the Goldilocks principle. Because where we often don't get enough drama in the main show, now we're getting too much, and it's not even in-game. It's also not being spaced out properly. They just drop a large chunk of it right at the beginning where I doubt most people want to hear it.
No one goes on a reality show to feel safe, Bridge. This isn't some cushy talk show.
Oddly, I agree with Geoff. I came to watch Total Drama, not couples therapy. Now granted, after we deal with that extensive filler, we do get into the fun stuff again, as they prepare to introduce Owen.
And because they're such great sports, they deserve something extra.
Owen already broke his jaw and had to eat food through a straw.
And that's only like the 11th most painful and deadly thing he's dealt with on this show.
Welcome, Owen!
Hi, Izzy.
Izzy, would you care to have a seat? I'm good. Ole!
I just love Izzy and Owen's relationship. I'm still not sure what their relationship is, but I love it.
Well, gotta run. Izzy really is like the ants that invade your picnic. Eventually, you get bitten by the crazy.
You do like Izzy, right? Because I don't see how comparing anybody to an ant is in any way a compliment. Even for Izzy. It's kind of like comparing someone to a cockroach. Whatever good qualities you think they have, the bad ones overshadow them.
You're just a little cockroach.
I'm a cockroach.
Yeah, you're a little cockroach. Can't get rid of a cockroach. Like,
Wow, I'm a cockroach, Canada. Wow.
Which means it's time for a little game I like to call Truth or Electrocution.
Say what?
You have got to be kidding. You want to electrocute Owen?
Told you it'd come in handy later, but yeah, maybe now's the time to go over why I like this Aftermath and not the last one, despite them sharing, similar problem.
My boyfriend isn't acting like himself. He's totally turned into Captain Smarmy Hollywood and doesn't care about anyone except himself. He's vain and mean, and what should I do?
Yeah, that was true then and is equally true now, if not more so. I mean, I have to argue more so since he's upgraded from a giant hammer to a giant anvil to a full-on electric chair.
Chill, babe. It's a big chair, but it's low voltage.
Yeah, I'm still counting any person who gets shocked by that thing on the casualty counter. And saying that aside, he's still acting way too much like Chris this episode, grilling them with questions, trying to lead them to the answers he wants, and overall being relentlessly harsh in his general statements.
I just do what our producers tell me. Can I help it if I take my job seriously? Maybe you should try.
Oh yeah, that thing still exists, broken or not. So, how can I be more okay with this setup here than I was before? Well, I'll mention the other differences between episodes later on, but the first one I will mention is that, at least we saw this going in.
Come on! That's the point of the segment.
That argument might seem weak, but think about it. The first Aftermath had Geoff change way too dramatically as a character.
So glad to be here.
Awesome to have you, but bummer about the show. Gotta be tough losing out on a million big ones. You should skip these little appies too. You know what they say, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips.
He's an asshole.
I compare Geoff's transformation between Aftermaths to what would happen if Ned Flanders suddenly became Quagmire.
Say, would you like to puff on a reeferino? It's legal here. They warned me Satan would be attractive.
I was wondering if I could borrow some roofies.
Oh, sure, just a sec.
I asked someone to do me a favor, and they're not too keen on doing it.
Oh, I know what they're for, honey.
And while that is still a problem in Forgiven for Gwen, it does make it easier to handle Geoff's behavior now than last time. It also helps that Geoff doesn't get what he wants throughout the episode. A great example of that is when Owen actually does get into the electric chair.
You don't have to do this, Owen.
It's okay, Bridget. I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Oh yeah, consider this a half bookmark. It's complicated. I'll explain it sometime in the future.
Tell the truth, bro, and you'll be okay.
Thanks, Trent.
So, Owen.
In the 3rd grade, I cheated on my math exam. In 4th grade, I stole my Uncle Max's toupee and glued it to a ghost bomb at the petting zoo. In 5th grade, I knocked my little brother down a flight of stairs and blamed it on my other little brother. When my mom sent me to summer camp for fat kids and they served us lunch, I pigged out. And the rest of the kids had nothing to eat for an entire week.
Slow down, this is all gold.
But the worst thing I've ever done, I mixed a pot of fake puke at home and went to school, hid the puke in my jacket, and then I dumped it all over.
Owen! I don't think that's what Trent meant.
Yeah, that's another reason I love this episode. Owen is at his absolute best here. Okay, hold on. First Trent.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Then DJ.
I can almost hear your sweet lullabies, Mama.
And now Owen.
Dang trick knee's been acting up since that time I pushed it to the max at the sports game.
All characters I had major issues with in-game, but once they're out of there, are totally awesome.
Okay, enough. I threw the game, not Gwen. Wasn't her fault. Hey, everybody, what's up?
I knew reality TV brought out the worst in people, but no buzz, this is actually pretty accurate.
Owen started the season much like he begins every morning.
By eating.
But alright, I never had any real issues with Owen in-game, not compared to other players. I just didn't think he was utilized all that great. But here we get everything lovable about classic Owen and maxed out to his most huggable. Heck, you could argue that whole confession he just did was a callback to Camp Castaways, one of my favorite episodes from Season 1.
There's something about this confessional that just makes me want to confess stuff!
That was awesome, dude.
You mean, I said all that stuff on TV for no reason?
Could you take things any more literally?
Computing? Negative. My processor cannot take things any more literally.
So, Owen, how'd you feel about Geoff when he broke your jaw? Furious? Vengeful?
I wasn't mad. I didn't feel anything except lots of pain.
But you're gonna sue, right?
No.
You know, I admire that about Owen. I mean, I feel he should be at least a little peeved. I know I would be. But for him to just be over it since, the pain's gone and I had a lot of fun, shows a very strong, forgiving nature. Oh, and there's also this.
But you must have been really PO'd when Chris counted only Courtney's vote, unfairly booting you off the show.
No.
Okay, put aside that Owen's elimination wasn't unfair, as I've mentioned before. I really like that Geoff was looking for rage and vengeance from Owen and gets diddly squat on that front.
Come on! You're telling me your jaw was busted? You were cheated out of $1 million and you're not even mad?
No. I mean, yes. I'm not mad.
This whole setup could be cataloged with all the great boss interrogations in comedy.
Is he talking at least?
That's the problem. He won't stop. And that's why America should convert to the metric system.
Hey, I'm warning you, we have ways of making you stop talking.
All right, I'm gonna sit at home and ogle the ladies in the Victoria's Secret catalog. See his catalog.
Trust me, that'll get referenced again later on. But of course, Geoff wants to try one more time to see Owen get angry.
Dude, what is your biggest problem?
That's a toughie. Sometimes I worry I'm too critical of others. That top makes your eyes look really pretty, Bridget.
Oh, thanks, Owen.
Sure.
Aww, he's sweet and funny. I'd hug that guy if he was strapped to a high-voltage electric chair. Also, I think this is proof that Geoff is the third best boyfriend to Bridget right now. But after listing other hilariously mundane issues, Geoff spills a bit of a secret to Owen.
Wrong! Your biggest problem is that you're broke.
Of course I'm broke. I'm 16.
I mean, your whole family's broke, dude. Your mom was so sure her little boy was gonna win the moolah last season, she went out and blew 50 grand. And you didn't win a cent.
Geoff!
What? I'm just telling O the truth.
Now, Bridget, let's be fair. That is some massive, important information that Owen needed to know. But, yeah, Geoff relaying in that particular fashion.
Dick delivery, alright?
But then Owen goes on webcam to talk with his mother.
I don't know how to work this thing.
Who appears to just be Sadie with Pacifica Northwest's wig. And she tells him what she spent it on.
A teensy tiny, extra large cheese seller.
Is it full of cheese?
How can you not be mad, dude? It's a cheese seller.
You clearly haven't seen this guy's dream sequences, which normally I would understand, but considering he got captured on camera in this actual reality show, there's not really an excuse for that.
I'll be home soon. Love you guys.
Come home, honey bear. Wait, is that an electric chair?
Finally, someone else is asking the right question. Because no one else realizes these characters are basically in Saw, the reality show.
I want to play a game. The rules are simple. All you have to do is sit here and talk to me. Listen to me.
Actually, that's not fair. Saw actually makes less sense than total drama. Although there is a solid argument for the opposite because of what happens next.
There's nothing to worry about when you have the creamy goodness of cheese.
Watch. Dude's gonna make a killing promoting cheese on air. Why didn't I think of that?
Ugh, I don't even know who you are anymore. We're through. Over. Done. Finito.
Yep, Bridget is through with Geoff and breaks up with him on live national television. Which she should probably go easy on Gwen about from now on. But yeah, she's officially done with Geoff after making that comment. Why? No, seriously, why? I mean, I get you wanting to break up with Geoff for his behavior, there's no question about that. But that was the deciding factor for you? Just him casually mentioning an endorsement deal where he could make money?
Dude's gonna make a killing promoting cheese on air. Why didn't I think of that?
Because that didn't sound all that different from how Geoff acted at the beginning of the season.
I barf in my mouth a little every time I think of what happened to him.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that.
I mean, he wasn't as bad as he is now, obviously, but people forget that Geoff was a little egotistical in the first Aftermath too.
We are so psyched to be here.
Yeah, speak for yourselves.
I was speaking for myself.
And this fits well enough into that persona, so why was this Bridget's breaking point? After all, she's dealt with Geoff doing all of this.
You want me to get an anvil to the head to make your producers happy? We run the show here, man. That's how TV works.
I thought we were friends.
You know, got this new gig, and I gotta say, it seriously trumps the time you and I made s'more. Time to swim with the fishes.
Piranhas? Forget got it!
You know what they say, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips.
When did you get so horrible?
Network orders. Turns out horrible is great for ratings too.
But the one thing he does that makes her want to break up with him is this.
There's nothing to worry about when you have the creamy goodness of cheese.
Watch, dude's gonna make a killing promoting cheese on air. Why didn't I think of that?
We're through! Over! Done! Finito!
That was the last straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, are you kidding me?
Well, after that incredibly painful blow, we then fittingly cut to the best segment so far of That's Gonna Leave a Mark. The injuries are funnier, some of them breaking the fourth wall, that's fantastic. About half of them being inexplicably crotch shots, which I surprisingly don't get tired of. And the reasons behind some of them are even more ridiculous. What was a bear trap doing in Ocean's 8 or 9? Are bear traps a common cliche for heist movies? But I still have to ignore implausibilities like that because priorities.
My leg!
There's no casualty for that one, but everyone deserves to see that.
Our next two guests have licked Owen's armpit, sucked jam from his belly button, and eaten a cockroach. Oh wait, that was just Heather.
Actually, that last one was both of them. What is it with Bridget constantly botching recaps?
Gwen was buried alive and Trent forgot to dig her up.
The beach incident was totally forgotten.
Are you still mad about the whole burying you alive thing?
Yeah.
I forgive, but I don't forget. This is still another reminder.
So Lashana walks out with Heather in Jules Winfield cosplay, and Bridget treats Lashana as one of her still closest friends. Unlike some people.
Owen, would you please tell Geoff to say hi to our guests?
Geoff, Bridget would like you to say hi. It's a talk show, but they're not talking to each other.
This really is an episode of Dr. Phil.
Heather, your turn in the hot seat. And by hot seat, I mean electric chair.
Whatever. You've got guts, girl.
No, Heather, you don't have to do this. We want you to live. Oh, my king, her parents wouldn't say that, much less Bridget. And speaking of...
They can shock me all they want. My parents tried electroshock therapy on me as a kid to try to make me a nicer person. Worked like a charm.
They also tried it on this one girl I knew named Dorothy. She kept babbling about this magical, dark, enchanted world. What was it called again? Underland? Yeah, that's the one.
So, Heather, before you were voted off, Courtney was brought back. You think she's a worthy competitor?
No.
My leg!
Awesome. You think Lindsay's as dumb as she looks?
Yes.
Do you think Beth could be a threat?
Absolutely not.
Would you unhook this already, please? I don't deserve this kind of shabby treatment.
Oh, and Bridget doesn't just not try to prevent Heather from going through this pain and misery, or get out of the electric chair, but she actually indulges a little herself.
Owen, will you tell Geoff I'd like to go? I'm thinking it's time for a little never-before-seen footage.
What is this?
It's the Courtney cam. Girl had a camera of her own. What do we have here?
Heather has mad skills.
Ow! I would never! I thought we were friends.
Oh, we are, girl. But that doesn't make you look any less funny.
I thought we had a deal.
Old habits die hard.
But then Lashana sits in the chair, and I don't have words for how contradictory this entire scene is to itself.
We've got a question on webcam.
Are you mad at Harold for voting you off?
No, I'm not mad at my sugar baby.
So, like, is there still hope for you two?
Now, what kind of a question is that? Harold and I are just friends, and that's all we'll ever be.
It does look like you like him.
All right, all right. Truth is, I like Harold a lot, but we're friends, which is how we're gonna keep it.
Okay, I think that chair has the same reliability at detecting lies as the chip Izzy has implanted in her neck.
I was outfitted with a lie deterrent microchip that emits shockwaves at the first hint of dishonesty. He's too beautiful. I never really got it. I don't think you're so cute.
Liar! Because it doesn't go off once, despite her statements really clashing with each other.
Harold and I are just friends, and that's all we'll ever be.
It does look like you like him.
Truth is, I like Harold a lot.
You can't make up your mind.
And let's be honest, there's far more evidence of Lashana liking Harold in a romantic capacity than there is evidence against it.
Something must have gone off for Gwen smacking Harold upside his sweet little head like that.
No! Oh!
Come on, baby! Seeing that boy as Captain Alberta made me feel a little lightheaded.
To borrow from the last Aftermath,
We're just
watch what you say.
Friends.
I am so calling my lawyer.
sure there's a part of me that can't resist those little man biceps of his.
Harold's little man biceps?
but even LaShaw's had enough of Jeff's behavior and calls him out on it.
We're just having a good time. Back me up, man.
You are kind of mean now, Geoff.
I am so proud of you.
Ooh, that had to hurt. Heather just gave you her seal of approval.
You are kind of mean now, Geoff.
I am so proud of you.
You might as well have been complimented by Trigon, or Gozer, or this piece of scum.
Whatever. I'm just having some fun.
You know what I think would be fun?
That's what I'm saying.
Since you're such a huge fan of truth or electrocution, we think you should take a turn. Let's get him!
I mean, not that I don't approve of Geoff being put in the electric chair, but how exactly did they plan this? Because you can clearly hear what Bridget says both times. Yep, that's definitely what she said, so where in the middle of that did she say the words, "Let's put Geoff in the electric chair"?
Geoff, is this really the new you? Or is this just what you think people want from you?
Pass. Next.
Not gonna lie, my smart aleck ass would pull the same stunt.
This is all me, all the way.
And that's why I like this subplot. As harsh as Geoff has been these last two Aftermaths, he gets a major comeuppance this episode. You got the electric chair, Bridger breaking up with him, his questioning sessions not going the way he planned. Last Aftermath, it felt like Geoff was being entirely indulged by production. But he doesn't get any of that here.
My new hairstylist, Claude, is gonna kill me.
And heck, the stuff he does take pleasure in, to be fair, so do I. When he laughs at O-Wen confessing those unimportant past sins, yeah, I thought that was funny too. When Heather gets shocked repeatedly, come on, I love her, but she always has that coming.
This is too easy.
So for as awful as this side of Geoff is, I think they executed as best as they possibly can in this episode. But enough praising Geoff, let's see him get tortured some more.
My new hairstylist, Claude, is gonna kill me.
Not if the chair gets you first. Who do you think is the hottest girl on the show?
You don't think...
Trent isn't innocent in this. What about the time he kissed Heather?
She tricked Trent into kissing her.
A dude hardly needs to be tricked into kissing the hottest girl on the show.
How would she know that? That would make sense. Phew, good. For a second I thought she had psychic powers and we don't need to give more evil stuff to Heather.
I've got one. How do you really feel about Bridget?
Whatever. It's not like I need her. Okay. I'm crazy about her. I'm crazy about you, Bridge. I'm sorry about the way I acted.
Aww. Maybe there's a bit of a softie left in there after all. If you promise to behave.
Promise. Double swearsy.
And that was pretty sweet too, but kind of an anticlimactic way to end an Aftermath episode. What, everyone's happy and back together? No, this won't do it all. Something has to go wrong.
Oh, now that's a real spark.
My leg!
Oops, sorry, swearsies.
Works for me. And that was Total Drama Aftermath, O-Wen or Lose. Kind of pleasantly surprised by it. I wouldn't call it flawless, the intro does drag on, and we get some small plot holes, but for how badly this storyline started out, I'm really amazed I wasn't raging at Geoff like I did last time. Yeah, he's still vindictive and trying to be like Chris, but the way it backfires for him actually shows how a plot thread like this could work. Top that off with some genuinely sweet character moments, hilarious MBS clips, and overall funny deliveries, and you get an Aftermath that intriguingly needed no Izzy, E-Scope, or Explosivo to make it better. I still would have liked that, but it's refreshing to know we didn't need it. So for an episode titled O-Wen or Lose, it's comforting to see it resulted in the former of those two. I just love happy endings. Speaking of, what's our next genre?
Ooh, that's a glass slipper.
And
And the foot that fits determines the princess for today's fairy tale movie challenge.
This is right up my wheelhouse.